Hello everyone, Enoleka here. In this video I'm going to be talking about the 3 most popular methods on e-commerce. So as you can see in my here I have mentioned 3 methods. The first one is the drop shipping, second one is arbitrage, and then we have private label. So one by one I'm going to be talking about each and one of them, and I'm also going to be comparing them based on several factors such as how easy they're to start, the inventory, if they need inventory or not, the shipping times, if they're slow or not. I'm going to be also comparing if you know, the quality, if you have control over the quality of the product itself. I'm going to be talking about margins, how fair are the margins on each and every one method. What are the chances to scale and to sell this type of business, and also any other similar website to these ones. So what you do is you build an online shop and you basically advertise someone else's product. So once you sell the product, then the factory, the manufacturer, they ship the product directly to the customer. So you basically do not put once your client pays you, once you sell your product, then you go to the seller's website, and then you put your customer's shipping address. So you kind of get, you know, the difference of the price. Let's say you pay $2 per product for a product, and then on your website you sell it for $10. So you keep the difference. Make sense? So you keep the difference, the $8 difference. And of course, like the biggest effort in this type of in this method should be the marketing. Like, you have to be really good at marketing, like anything, but you have to be like really good at marketing and being able to attract as many buyers, as many customers to your website. Second, you don't need inventory. Like I said, you don't need inventory because you're selling someone else's product. It's not a product that you touch or you store or you need to keep working on it or ship it yourself. And it also has low risk because you're not spending any money out of your pocket. So it's definitely the easiest way to start. Now, the two negative factors that I mentioned here are slow shipping time. So there are a lot of customers who complain about shipping times, and usually almost 80%, 90% of the products purchased through a Shopify store that is a drop shipping site are shipped from China, which means that the fastest that it can be, it's around 10 days to 2 weeks. Sometimes they get even lost on the mail, so it doesn't happen, you know, often, but I had personal experience with customers complaining about never receiving their order actually. So it's very important to find a really good supplier who do a really good job with shipping times. And not only the second negative factor that I've mentioned here is the fact that you don't have control over the quality or the customer service related to this product. So it might be a very positive thing that you don't spend any time and efforts taking care of the product, doing the packaging, storing it, and shipping it to the customer. But on the other hand, you don't have any control over the quality. What if this product, the product that you're selling, goes to the customer and is broken, or it has a terrible packaging, like it's happened to me several times? Then these two negative factors lead to what is called the reviews. They will leave a negative review about your brand or your shop, and then this leads to like hurting your business and your reputation on this business. Now, as far as margins goes, margins are more than fair because it depends on the marketing that you do on this type of business. So you have a pretty big leverage as far as margins, because if you find a really good product and you really do good photos and you're able to do a marketing that sets you apart and makes customers, makes buyers buy it from you, then you can put as much as 90% profit, which I know personally people who have pretty good margins, up to 90% of profit margin in dropshipping products. But also if it's a very competitive niche, then I never suggest it to everyone, but to anyone to do that. But there are also margins as low as 10%, which I never suggest. What are the chances to sell this business? I consider them pretty fair chances to sell this type of business, but in my experience I haven't been very successful at selling a dropshipping business. I know personally a lot of people who have done it, and I've only been successful 2 times selling a dropshipping business. But what I've noticed is that buyers tend to buy projections. They're not interested in buying your history of sales in the past. And unfortunately, because you don't have it's hard, let's say, it's not impossible, you don't have any warranties from the supplier that they're going to do a good job with the product. Unfortunately, the buyers, they are always skeptical about how the future will be, so they don't have any clear projection on how this type of business is going to be able to scale for them. So, and the other factor, the last factor that I'm comparing here, it's easy to scale. Of course, let's say you list 20 products, and one of them is so successful, it's a winner, so it's so successful that you make a ton of sales of that product. What you do is you scale it by expanding the number of products in the same niche, in the same category. So you put 10 more products that are related to that one, and in this way, and it's easy because you're not buying any inventory, you're just listing similar products in the same category, and then it's easy for you to scale and to market and to retarget the customers that already purchased that one. I hope it makes sense. And the second method that I want to go through is arbitrage. Now, we have different types of arbitrage. We have online arbitrage, we have retail arbitrage, and we have wholesale arbitrage. What arbitrage is you basically buy a product, a discounted product, at a website or at a warehouse or at a shop or at a retail or anywhere you can think of, and you sell this product for a profit anywhere. You can sell it on Amazon, you can sell it on eBay, you can sell it anywhere that you can think of. It's basically selling a brand that somebody else owns it, someone else's brand, and then sell it somewhere else for profit. So let's say, for instance, during a lot of sales that a lot of brands do, a lot of sellers go there and they buy, let's say Nikes, they buy 1,000 pairs of Nikes that are on 80% or 70% on sale, and then they get all this inventory, they acquire the inventory, and then they ship it to Amazon, or they list it on eBay or even Facebook Marketplace or anywhere else. So when they sell it, though, they sell it for a full price, they don't sell it for a discounted price. And this is basically the arbitrage that what it stands for. And of course, you can do this online, which is called online arbitrage. You can do it retail, so you can go on a retail store and you can just scan barcodes and see what it can be sold for on Amazon or on eBay. And you also have wholesale arbitrage, which is buying stuff on wholesale. Now, as far as how easy it is to start, it's definitely not as easy as dropshipping. It's not as hard because you can start with as little as one pair of sneakers, Nikes, but you can also start with 100. So it depends always on the budget. Now, how risky it is it depends how much you decide to risk, but definitely you have to get your own inventory, acquire it. So you have to purchase it, you have to acquire the inventory, and then ship it to the customer yourself, or if you use third party such as Amazon FBA, then they ship it for you. The shipping times, of course, you have control to the shipping time. Let's say if you ship it to Amazon, Amazon is, you know, #1 website in the whole world, so they have this 2-day shipping for Prime members, and now they have same-day shipping for Prime members in certain urban areas. You have control over the quality, which is a good thing, because you physically acquiring the product, and you can see what is the quality of the product before the customer receives it. So it saves you a lot of issues at the end, just in case you might get as far as reviews goes. So the margins, I wouldn't say they're fair, because you never know. Because it depends on the competition and how much of discount you get when you buy the product. So they always vary. For example, let's say Nikes, usually they don't go for a lot of sale. Like, it's hard to find Nikes at 80%, 70% of sale. You can buy them at a 30% sale and still you make a ton of profit, because Nike is one of the top sold brands. So you rather than making the profit on the percentage, you make them on the long run by selling more and more. So you don't make 70% profit on one product, but you make 30% profit in 100 pairs of the same product. And how fair are the chances to sell this? Typically, I wouldn't say they're fair chances. I know a lot of people who buy and sell this type of business, the arbitrage business, and it depends on the inventory. But definitely it's not one of the easiest business to sell. It's easy to scale because it's an inventory game. So the more inventory you have, the more are the chances that you make money. So it's a no-brainer. Like, it's really powerful. This is how I started personally selling on Amazon. So I was just buying product that were already being sold, and I was just shipping it to Amazon, and it's really powerful. But when it comes to selling as a business, it's not the easiest method to apply, but it's easy to scale. So arbitrage is easy to scale. Like I said, it's an inventory game. Like, the more inventory you have, the faster you scale. Now let's move on to private label. What private label is simply building your own product, your own brand, and putting your own label on these products. So now that is your company, that is your product, and you are responsible for all the rights and responsibilities for this product. So for instance, more than 50% of sellers on for example on Amazon are third-party sellers. So what you do is you contact a manufacturer and you tell them to do a product in a certain style, shape, color, and you can also manufacture this product yourself. Or majority of sellers on Amazon, they acquire these products from overseas, mostly China and India. And what do you do after you private label this product? Then you can easily ship it to Amazon now as a private label product. So how easy is to start? It's definitely not the easiest method to start by selling online, because it requires some capital, and you also need to purchase because you need to purchase the inventory, but also most of the time you need to buy a lot of products, so a lot of quantity, in order to get the best rates when it comes to price. So suppliers overseas, especially in China, love when you buy a lot of products. They're not willing to customize it for you with your requirements, your color, your shape, your or even creating your own thing from scratch. If you're not buying if you're not buying a lot of products. So it requires capital and inventory. As far as shipping rates, it all depends on you. If you fulfill these products yourself, if you merchant fulfill, then you can choose your own shipping rates based on the agreement that you have with the shipping companies. And if you ship them through Amazon, if you do through FBA, is the fastest shipping method by far. You have the biggest thing that I love about private label is because you have control over the quality, and you can in this method you can build strong relationship with your customers, and you can build a community around your product, because you can put your own message or your own thing that you want your customers to get beside the product. And as far as margins, definitely margins here are in my experience the best, because if you choose wisely the right product, that there's not a lot of competition, and you put a lot of value on this product, then you can charge as much as you want. And definitely the profit margins comparing to the two other methods that I mentioned before are much bigger. Chances to sell this type of business also are much bigger. Definitely this type of model I love it, because not only you selling your physical brand, and you're selling your physical products, but you're selling also the projection for the future. So and this also leads to how scalable is this product. If you build a brand, not just a product, it's much easier to sell, because you can expand in the same niche. You can do a variation of that product, or you can expand it by similar product in the same category, and then your brand becomes more powerful and has a bigger authority on the market. Now I want to wrap it up by saying that no matter what type of method you choose to sell online, you never start by thinking, so the first question you should ask is not what type of product should I sell, but rather, who are my ideal customers, who is my audience, and what do they want? Because if you start it this way, if you know who your audience is, if you know who your customer is, and if you know their pain points, if you know what they want, then all you need to do is just find what they need, customize it, or even do drop shipping or any type of method that you choose, and you deliver it to them. And this way you have much higher chances of success. So this would be everything that I wanted to share with you guys in the video. Please let me know if you have any questions on the comments, or you can message me directly, and I'd be more than happy to help you guys reach your goals.